everyone, this is Diane, and I am on for our first week of our Spring Fever YouTube Hop, and this is hosted by Tiffany McGill, and she is Craft Like a Boss, and the other ladies will be Leslie, Arlene, Denise, and Debbie, and I will link them, all their links down in the basement below, and this is our first week is going to be making a treat box. And I decided to do a little different than I normally do. This is a book that Tiffany created. She's created 3 of them. And this is the one that I have. They are available on Amazon. And it is really cool. She has a video to go with her templates. But I am showing you how I'm using this for my treat box. We all have treat box like this. This is Scrap Diva's little treat box. It fits a candy bar in it, or flowers, or whatever you want to. But it's a candy box. It's a 3D candy box. This was actually sent to me. I don't remember by who, but I've already eaten the candy out of it. Or maybe it had flowers in it. I don't remember. The other box that I have is, this is Jada Blossom's box. And this is just a really simple box. And it's a die cut. Same with this one. This is just a die cut. And I know KF's Crafts has a bunch of candy boxes out. I know there's all kinds of dies for candy box. But what if you need a specific size box? And that's specifically what I need today. I need a box to fit these candies. These are, what are these? Lindorf's? I don't remember. Lindorf's maybe. They're truffles. They're caramel truffles. And I need a box just to hold these. So I decided I need a 3x3, and how I did that. And I know you guys can just, measure however you measure. But I had these little rulers that a friend gave me. And what I did was I just put them together like this to see if they would fit in a 3x3 box. And they do. So I went to 3, and this is to 3. So I went to my little book, my little template, and I wrote down the size of my box, which is 3x3. Now, her videos go into more detail. Mine won't go into that big of a detail because she actually creates a box with you, and I will too, but she explains it better than I do. So the item size box that I want is a 3x3. So that's what this arrow is, a 3. I guess you could put 3x3, 3x3. And then for the candy I measured, I probably only need it like an inch, right? So I'm going to do it by an inch. So my box here is 3 inches. And if you need by 4x4, then this would be 4x4 or 4x5 or 5x7, whatever size box. This is how I made quite a few boxes. And then this here would be the sides. And I figured mine would only need an inch, right? So you just calculate. You add the 2 inches to 3, and that's a 5. And then the 2 inches to this 3, and it's 5. So my cardstock is 5x5. And then I would score it 1 inch on all 4 sides. So where's my bottom box? Here it is. Okay, so here's the bottom of my box, and as you can see, I have scored it an inch. And then what I did was I mitered. No, I didn't miter. I cut the tabs out. So when I make a box, I have the tabs go one way. In this case, it will be this way. And then I have the top going the opposite way. So my box will go tabs this. Oh, I can show it this way. So here's the tabs. So I cut one this way and then one this way. So they all fold this is the bottom. That's what I do. So I hope I'm explaining it right. But so this will be my box. I have not glued it together yet because I wanted to show you how I do it to make everything really easy. This paper is not 10 by 10, or 10 by 10. This paper is not 110 pound because when I work with 110 for small things like this, it seems to crack, and I don't want that. I did, however, make the top in advance because I did some sewing on it. So if you wanted to do sewing on your projects, this would be the time to do it. What I do is I just glue in the center and this piece of paper on, and then the pieces of paper on, I just sew right on top. Just the top, not anywhere where the needle's going to hit. And so I sewed around the lid, and then I sewed on the edges. And that's what we're going to do. Now this is the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pizza box. So when you make a pizza box, you do the same size, bottom and lid. If you're doing just a lid to take off and on, you would probably make this like 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it'd be 5 1/8 by 5 1/8. But for boxes this small, I prefer the pizza kind of box. Actually, I prefer the pizza kind of box anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my paper in. And I don't know if I want a softer side and have this as this side. Or maybe I'll do it this way. So I'm just going to glue a piece of paper on the top so it just doesn't look messy. And so this kind of just scraps this kind of left over from Valentine's Day that I'm using. And a piece of paper is just slightly smaller than a 3x3. So it's probably 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. When I go to measure it to cut it down, I just go to 3 and do a tick shorter. That's how I get my borders. That usually works very well for me. Sometimes I have to cut them down a little bit more, but usually it works pretty good. All right, so there's the inside of the box. But like this box, I want to put all my, I'm missing one, of course. I'm gonna glue all my sides down. Hold on just a moment. I gotta look for my other side. Sorry, I lost it, found it. So what I do is I glue on my paper before I fold my tabs, because once you do your tabs, it's kind of hard to get them on, in my opinion. I have a harder time myself, so it's just easier for me to put this on right now, and then I don't have to worry about smashing my box. And I just use wet glue because you can move it around where you need it. So I hope you get a chance to make some boxes. They're very easy to do. I mean, they are just super easy. And once you do one, it's, you can do a whole bunch of them. They're just, like I said, they're just super easy. So now what I'm going to do when I'm done with this is I will work with the top first, because I want this glue to sit just a little bit. And I normally, to cement it to the paper a little bit more, I will use my bone folder and kind of go over it, smush any glue or get glue to the edges so everything is glued down good. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and now I'm going to do this. So on this particular one, I'm not doing the inside. I think the inside's just fine. I am just going to glue the tabs, and you can use hot glue for this, but I just use wet glue. And because it's kind of hard, actually, no, I want to wait for that. Hold on just a moment. I forgot. I kind of want to wait for that. Let me glue this. And I'll tell you why I kind of want to wait. As it was something I didn't remember, but it's a little trick that I've learned. So now I'm just gluing all the tabs. And I like to get as close as I can to the edges. And then I just use these little clips that I got from the Dollar Tree to just hold it into place while I'm finishing everything up. And that way it just kind of glues in place and doesn't slip. So, and depending on the glue that you use, wet glue will dry a little, it will dry fast enough, unless you're using really, really wet glue. Okay. All right, so since these edges are going to be inside the box, I want to make sure that I am gluing this way. So I am going to take these off, and there's my box, perfectly square, and I am going to glue the outside of this box right here to this box. I guess I didn't need to do the lid, but I did. Oh well. You can go inside and outside. I am doing it outside because I sewed and I want that to show. So that's why I'm doing that. And then I'm going to open it, and I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to cement the glue together just so it has a good stick. I want to make sure it's lined up, which it looks really well. And then I'm going to do the top, and this is the reason why I waited, because I want the top to fit on the outside without being tight. I mean, you know, so tight that you can't close it. So there's the box. It looks like I have a little string I need to get rid of. And when I sew on the top, since I don't go back and forth, I do, after I sew, I do go in and I put a little bit of glue on the edges right here and let that dry just so they won't unravel. So there you have it. You have a box. Nice and neat. It's a little pizza box, so you don't have to worry about lids fitting or lids being taken off or put on. So here we go for our little candies. Let's see. And they fit just fine. Okay, this one the wrapper's up, so let's turn this one down so the wrappers go down. And there you go. Whoopsie. Okay, and it stays closed. It doesn't flip open. And then you can just decorate the top. This one I just happened to have made this embellishment. This is a little extra one I had, and it matches the paper, so I'm just going to put that right on top. And that will be my, for this I will use hot glue. And there you go. Easy peasy. And that didn't take long at all. So there's the box. You can send it to somebody in Happy Mail or with a swap, and you have got your candy inside. And this is, I think it's just a little wet still, and so that's why it's kind of a little sticky. I'm thinking. Yeah, it's just catching, so I'll need to glue these down. That's what it's catching on right there. So it's not dry. Well, maybe I had enough glue there. It just needed to be pressed. So if you have that problem, now you know what to do. And if it needs glue like this, which I think it does, I will go in with my Bearly Arts glue just to make sure that that edge is glued down, because that is what's sticking. So there you go. And I'm going to do this side. I think it was just the one side, but that doesn't look like it's. I'm just going to do this just in case. Because, you know, it's one thing to make a box and another not to have it hold together. And I did kind of hurry this. I didn't, normally I wait with my clips, but being on video, I couldn't really do that. Or I didn't want to do that. So there you go. Now it closes just fine with no catching. All right. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day and happy Valentine's Day. I hope to see you. We are also doing this next Friday. The dates are each Friday of February. And they will be, today's the 7th, so it'll be next Friday the 14th. The Friday after that would be the 21st. And the Friday after that will be the last day of February, the 28th. So be sure to hit each one below in the basement. I will link their YouTubes. And make sure you go and visit them. So thank you very much for dropping by. And enjoy the little hop. Bye.